record.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Resonate, a BJD podcast. And today we have episode 16, which is BJDs in the media. So it's been a while since we've filmed, just to catch everybody up who hasn't been on our Discord for updates. We've been busy with work, school, and moves, so we kind of took a impromptu break, but we hope to record and film a bit more content for you guys moving forward, especially as we approach the summer. So today's episode will be about BJDs in the media, but before we start, let's talk about what dolls we brought with us today. And since I usually go last, I'm going to go first today. So let me kind of reach around. But I got a new arrival in the mail yesterday, and here is my
Oh,
Dream
man.
Valley Gru.
Oh,
So yeah, I got him in the normal skin color, and he actually looks pretty. Well, my lighting is not the best right now. It's really rainy and overcast, and I have like overhead light. It's horrible. So I guess it doesn't look too bad, but he is really, I guess, like a. It's not really pink tone because I know that people see Doll Chateau or Doll Zone dolls, and I feel like they don't have a resin color that's like this. And just to show comparison size, because I was surprised at how big his head was, and look how detailed the hands were. I was like, wow.
He's really neat.
oh
I
yeah,
like his
that's
feet.
cool.
Yeah, his. I actually almost wish the hands were kind of like the feet because I'm like, I don't know how I feel about those humanoid hands. They look a little bit, a little bit creepy. But I was surprised at how big he was because I showed Olga like a few episodes ago. I feel like my setup is not that great today. I'm like reaching around, but I wanted to show you my doll Chateau Yakov. So I guess they're similarly sized, but he has a much smaller head. I don't know if I've shown this doll before, but this is
He's
the
neat.
white skin resin, the white resin.
Oh yeah, so the normal is very white.
No, is it? Do you think it's white? Does it look white? I think it looks very
Like it's like
like
a white
peachy tan.
yellow.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe it's the screen.
Yeah, it's the lighting here too. I think it's the yellow. My lamp is really warm toned up
Oh yeah.
hanging up over there, my chandelier. So yeah, but you can see that the white, the colors. Maybe if I hold it closer. So yeah, and it's cool because his eyes. He doesn't really come with eyes. It said like it had like a weird description for what was included, but they're actually like
It's like a
little
little.
resin cast things that you can just pop into the head like that. So I was like, that's kind
That's
of
pretty
Oh,
cool.
wow.
cool.
That is cool.
Yeah, so I just stuck them in there. But I thought about putting, I guess, humanoid eyes, but I think that might look a little bit weird. But I don't know if I have eyes big enough. But
Yeah,
we'll see.
make him look
So
very
yeah, here is
uncanny.
Gru. Oh, it's a magnet here, so gotta be
Oh
careful. I guess
cute.
it's strong enough, but it's a magnet.
Yeah, that sounds strong. Like you can hear the sound, the
Yeah.
clicking.
ASMR for you. So yeah, so that's
Hasn't
what I
anyone
have.
done that
So
yet? BJD ASMR. That's a
so
million right dollars right there.
yeah, exactly, right? You're like copyright Avari. So you can hear the creakiness here too. But so yeah, you guys can share. I don't know if Nova or Avari wants to go next.
Nova can go.
Um, since I'm on the Soon Petite Gym craze, I have these little guys with me again. My little Ondins. Oh, he's being a little floppy right now.
Oh,
Aw, they're
cute.
so cute. I love their little horns.
I'm
Yeah,
really
I
trying
want
to
one.
resist their event right now, but I don't think I'll be able to. And then I brought my mini Fisuni again. She's like my favorite, all-time favorite, so she's here for some ambience.
Very
She
cute.
has her recovered tail, so she is no
Oh,
longer broken.
oh, nice.
So when the tail broke, did you have both pieces or did you only have like one piece?
I had both pieces and I tried to actually glue it together, but the glue was just really not even holding. Like it came apart pretty quick.
Hmm.
So I was
Yeah, I feel
thinking
like.
just take that tail and like sand it into like a little pointy tail with no fluff.
Mhm. Yeah, for
Maybe.
sure. I think with like the smaller resin pieces, when they break, it's just really hard to repair. Glue just super glue doesn't hold together. You can use epoxy sculpt, but it's just on such small areas, it's really hard to get it to adhere properly. So yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I'm glad Zoom sent you another piece.
Yeah, and it matches really good. I mean, you can't even tell that they were casted on a different time. Okay, come on, let go of everything, magnet feet. But yeah, like the resin match is like perfect.
Oh yeah. Is it
So
gray?
it's that summer blue color. It was the blue
Oh,
summer
okay.
Odins. So it's like that blue. The other one's gray.
That's a really pretty blue.
But yeah, next to each other, they're pretty different.
Oh yeah, I see that. I wanna know then.
Hey, you
One
can actually
day.
order one right now if you're quick.
Yeah, I know. Like, I have so many layaways. Actually, I have 2 layaways I still have to finish, and they kind of big dolls, so trying
I'm
to.
in that boat. That's why I'm like, man, should I or not? So tempting.
I know. Okay, anyways, my dolls today is. I don't know if you can see her face properly, cause like she's so tall. Like, okay, there we go. She's a doll Ruby, like the limited. I remember when they made like the limited version of her, and then like her counterpart, there was like a really fancy looking one. I don't remember her name, but yeah, I got her for like
Jocelyn.
such Jocelyn,
Sis-
yeah.
That's my sister's name. So
Oh, yeah, Jocelyn. She was cute. I like Ruby though. Her face up has like all the scar and stuff. This is the company face up, so you see like the scar on her legs and everything. She also has like the body blush. Cause I got this one full set, second hand, not ordering from the company. Uh, she's SD size, so much bigger than my actual mini face. I don't have anyone right here right now. But like his dolls on, here's my doll on like dolls on body,
Oh wow.
MSD, and she's staying like that.
She comes up to their elbow.
That's like her size, and
Wow.
Ruby is like cutting through the camera.
Going off the screen.
I know. Anyways, yeah, I might actually keep this one because I have been, thinking about SD. Kind of got her on a whim, but she's just so pretty. Might sell her
I
head
thought you were
though.
gonna sell her head, maybe, or are you still
Yeah,
kind of debating?
I'm debating. Her head is cute, but I don't know if I like this face up.
Yeah, I agree. Sometimes it's hard. Like I had a Lily Cat Devon, and I got the stock, the default face up on her.
Hmm.
I sold her because I was like, I'm not feeling it. And looking back on
Yeah.
it, I don't necessarily wish that I had kept her because I think I would always want to know what she looked like white, but I couldn't bring myself to wipe it. And
Yeah.
obviously the doll's limited, so I'm like, maybe down the road she's available, I'll order her blank again. But it's hard to let go of like to wipe like a really nice face up because it might not be
Hmm.
for you, but somebody else might like it. I don't know. I just usually just sell the doll.
Yeah, I know. Like that's why I haven't actually sold her yet, cause I'm like her face is pretty, and they don't sell her head separately. So this face up on her right now is basically like there are only 10 of them available throughout the whole order. So I'm like,
Yeah,
I
that's
don't know if
tough.
I should sell her or not.
Maybe
Like,
you can get like a blank version of that same head, and that could be like a different style of
the
like
head
a
don't
different
sell
expression.
separately.
It's not
Oh, they
sold
don't?
separately.
Yeah,
Nope.
Oh man.
they know how to
That's a
get
hard
you.
one.
They know how to get you. But yeah, her face so pretty. Anyways,
That's cool.
thank you.
So, do you think that you're going to keep the SD doll? Like you're going to go in that direction, or are you still kind of like, not really?
Uh, I'll see how I feel about this, cause the body is nice, but I don't like how they only come with like heel feet.
You can
Like,
order flat feet for them.
yeah, but
It's another cost. Yeah, I know.
I don't know
And
if
you wait 6 months. Yeah,
I know. I don't know if I want to wait like half a year for like a pair of feet. I don't know if I want to do that.
it's easier just to find shoes to put her in.
Yeah.
So cool. Yeah. So this episode, I'm not really sure how it's going to go because Nova prepared this and she wanted Avari and me to react to it. So, I guess we'll see how it goes, and we'll just talk about it because it's funny because I don't think BJDs have really made much, I don't know, headway in terms of media since I was in the hobby early on, and I know that I saw a little bit preview of one of the ones you had, and I still remember how everybody was like, "Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, Vagina dolls, BJDs." But I just can't think of anything more recent that there were, BJDs featured in. So I guess we'll see what you've managed to find, Nova.
Yeah, I'm excited because I actually haven't seen much of BJD stuff in the media at all. Oh, this was 2010.
Yeah, that one's pretty old.
Yeah, I'm like, you know what? It does have the vibe of that,
It has
like, that era.
The dolls even kind of looked like the old, like, Doll Zone style dolls
Yeah, right? I was
with the
thinking, though,
visual K wigs and stuff.
I was thinking the entire time, I was like, does she own these dolls? Like, does she just have her own collection there? Who made these dolls? Which company is it from?
I did wonder which company.
Like, they definitely, customized, though, I would say, because they, they have the fur wig and everything. And, sorry, I'm just, like, trying to make her sit and not die on me. Uh, one of the doll was, like, I guess dressed up like one of the dancer in the song too. So
Yeah, that was kind of cool how the last person turned into a doll. I kind of wondered if they were all dressed up as those dolls and I just didn't notice, or.
maybe.
Yeah, and that definitely. I actually thought I thought this was older than 2010 though, because I felt like it definitely gave off that like Gothic Lolita vibe with the tea
Yeah,
party and everything,
yeah,
and definitely has like the homage to like Visual K. But I remember being really into that, like because I graduated from high school in, good lord, 2002, and I was like really into Gothic Lolita and BJDs at the time, at least through university through 2006. And that's why I felt like it was around that time where it was still really big and everybody was like, oh, Visual K, all these like mana and everything doing great. It was like totally a thing.
yeah.
So yeah, like that was it. Weirdly enough, I actually never sat down and watched the video. I did know of
That's
it,
the first
but I
time I've
never
ever watched it all the way through, so you almost got some reactions out of me too.
definitely. So, that's cool. I mean, I feel like this is one where there was definitely a lot more BJD portrayal. Like, I think it was the first time that, like, I guess, like a bigger pop star, and like clearly there's like almost
Yeah.
8 million views on that video, did showcase like dolls in this light. So,
Can we
yeah,
look
I,
at
I think
some?
some people, go on.
Sorry, the you finish.
I think some people might have had their introduction to BJDs through this too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think so, but I'm not sure. Currently, she is a pop star. I can't remember what country it was, but I think some people did find her if she was like, pop star in your country, but she's not a US based pop star. But she did go to like different doll events and Gothic Lolita events
Oh,
in the
really?
US. I remember, yeah, people were talking about it and that they were excited to meet her or something. So this was definitely a while ago.
Oh wow, I never heard of her until I was doing the project here about finding BJDs in the media.
That's
So before
actually
this, I
pretty
never heard of
cool.
her.
Yeah, same. That's actually pretty cool though. Can we before we leave this, can we look at some comments, see if anyone talk about the BJD in the background or
Oh, we can check them out. Can you guys actually see it?
yeah, yeah.
All right. Someone said that she was ahead of her time. I don't see anything where it talks about the dolls directly.
Yeah. A lot of videos are just like, alright.
Oh, there's one. I wonder if Curly still has all the dolls. It was above there. Someone had asked about it.
Oh, really?
hmm Let's see if you go up a little bit.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
that one.
have 14
Oh.
replies on that.
Oh
They
yeah,
like
That's
typical.
totally
so,
changed the
that's so
subject.
A
strange.
typical online
Alright, that has
bickering back
like
and forth.
nothing to do with it. Yeah. Okay.
Someone said it's a big cosplay party. Yeah, they don't really mention the dolls. Like, people don't even ask what they are. A lot of people probably just see them and they're like, "What the hell is
Yeah, they
that?"
probably were just like, oh, it's prop.
And she is an Estonian singer.
Ah. Alright. My opinion about this video, very, very Japanese, like, like K fairy thing. Like Popita say, it's very Japanese style.
Yeah, like Visual K.
I would like to know the dolls that she owns. I want to know if she's still active in this doll community.
I don't
It'd
think
be
she was
interesting
super
to find out.
active. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't think she was super active in it because I don't remember her posting or anything.
She has like so
Um,
many though.
there was, speaking of like I guess more famous people, like on Den of Angels. I guess like I never read any of her books, and people are like, she's somebody who's famous, and I'm not saying that to shade her, but do you know like Mercedes Lackey? She everyone would be like, oh my gosh, that's you on like Den of
Uh,
Angels, but I'm like, I have no idea who she is. Let
Yeah,
me see,
same.
and she would post on let me see, she would post on Den of Angels, and people would be like, ah, but I didn't know who she was, and the way she responded to people was to me very abrasive. But to each their own, right? But she is an American writer of fantasy novels. But again, I never heard of her or her work, but I just only know that people knew of her because she wrote some books. And again, no shade, I just don't know who this person is.
Same.
That's still pretty cool though. I wonder if her dolls are based on her characters.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
All right, so what do you
Maybe.
guys think about the Near Deserving of Life video? That one was really hard to watch.
It was, as a collector, it really was. Sounds good though.
Yeah, the song is cool and it has good lyrics, but man, I wonder if those are
uh,
like legit dolls. Because I mean, like you said, some of them look like Volks.
I think a lot of them were actually Volks dolls, and I think they were legit. They probably had some like older
yeah.
vinyl dolls because, like, I think you said, is that a Barbie arm? So they probably had some like
Yeah.
old other types of dolls.
Maybe, yeah, maybe they were just like, because they do, like, they are a big company. They probably put in some money just to fund like a few old dolls that companies might be selling, and
Well, I
just
wonder if it was funded by Volks because like they did release a Near doll, like they released 2B and then
yeah,
like the boy from Near.
maybe it's just
So I
like
wonder
the
if they
failed
like pitched in
copy.
some old dolls.
Yeah,
Oh
maybe.
man, but it's still like putting it through the trash
I
compactor and
know.
They were
the
setting them on
Uh,
drill.
fire and exploding.
Boiling them. I feel like it's so extra, and I guess it's supposed to be dramatic, but I'm like, okay, edgelord. I don't know. I'm just like, this is so
Edgelord Square
unnecessary.
Enix. Dude,
I
that's
mean,
Square
Yeah.
Enix where they get like super edgy.
yeah, that's somewhat aesthetic.
I'm just
Somewhat
like,
out there.
and Volks dolls, like the older ones, they are pretty cheap secondhand, but like their
Mm.
dolls are not cheap. So I'm like, ugh,
Hurt.
like that drill in my heart, I felt it because
Yeah.
even with the head, you could see the heads like break and like in slower
Oh my god,
motion.
yeah.
I don't like that.
That
It was
that
just like
Be
hurts.
it's
hard to watch.
unnecessary.
That really
Yeah,
hurts.
unnecessary.
That was painful to watch. I was like, I cringed like at every single time they pan over the dolls. I was like, no, no,
Like don't do it,
no.
don't do it. Oh, they did it.
Oh, panic.
Yeah, it's like I need to breathe.
That's like
Like,
the biggest doll mishap you can see.
oh, what do I do? Reddit? My doll fell in the trash compactor. Help!
Oh boy.
Oh man.
Oh, that was actually terrifying. I was like, oh god, imagine all your dolls like that. It's like,
Oh man. It's a hard video to watch.
it was.
Definitely.
Alright,
So
there's one more video, I think, but it's
yeah, I think I'm just gonna show a picture of the boss
yeah,
from
that
that video.
works too.
I'm trying to find a good one right now, but it's the game Kingdom Hearts 3. In the Toy Story level, they had a boss that was a ball jointed doll.
I actually heard about that, but I never saw it because I remember
Same.
everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, do you see this in Kingdom Hearts 3? This boss, like, it was
Yeah,
everywhere."
right.
But I didn't know it is. I played, I think, Kingdom Hearts 2, and that's it when I still had a console and a TV, but I don't anymore. So
Yeah, feels. I've never
Maybe
played
I'll
Kingdom
just show
Hearts.
this like the beginning screenplay of it real quick. It's like pretty fast. So I'll show that part because it's hard to find just a picture of her. And I'll turn it down so it's not like super loud.
Angelic Amber Giant doll.
Yeah, she's straight up a BJD too. Like if you look, if I can pause it at the right time, there's like you can see her joints and stuff. Oh, there's Sora, Woody, and Goofy and Donald.
That's pretty cool.
And it's not too much of a spoiler. I mean, kind of a spoiler because this is one of the bosses, but this isn't like the last boss.
Yeah. Oh, you might want to just mute the sound.
All right. Uh...
What a tiny little house.
Like there she
Oh,
is. She's really pretty.
has anyone dressed her up? Like dressed their dolls up to look like her? Yeah,
There
she
she
is
is.
pretty.
She kind of reminds me of
Um,
her avatar, Avari, with the blue hair.
Aw, thank
right.
you.
Somebody should because like she is super cool. I'm trying to see if
Yeah,
it'll show her joints and stuff. It's really hard to see them though. But yeah, she is really neat.
that's
But you
cool.
actually get to fight her in the game. Maybe I'll skip ahead a little and show like a
Oh,
part
oh,
where they're
there
fighting
was
her.
a there was a
Oh, there
fighting
it
part.
goes.
Yeah, she's so much bigger than everyone else.
Oh yeah, she'd probably be an SD. And
Hey, I
they'd
see
probably be
you.
like little action figures.
Yeah,
I'm trying to see if you can find a spot where it shows her joints. It's really hard.
yeah, cause
Oh yeah,
like,
you can
oh,
sort of see them.
yeah, she's single jointed.
But it's really cool in the game. They have this part. Alright, I'm gonna minimize it. They have this part where there's like a shop, and it shows like all these clothes and like little accessories and stuff you could get, and it totally triggers like the ball jointed doll owner in
Oh,
me.
I want more shops like that in real life, but honestly,
Right? That would be super
it would
cool.
be so hard to actually maintain the shop.
But yeah, towards the end, she gets all like deactivated and stuff. I'm not gonna go into spoilers, but she's a really cool boss, and it was really cool to me to see a boss in a game that's a ball
Yeah,
jointed doll.
yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Man, I
She's
should
pretty. I
play it.
actually never saw that either. I just hear people and I'm like, okay, unless you link it. And I'm feeling extra motivated to click on things and watch them. I'm like, okay, that's cool. That's
But her
neat.
aesthetic is neat.
Definitely. And that makes me want to play Kingdom Hearts again.
I
Just
The
in
played
third
it.
one's
general, it's
fun.
yeah.
I think it came out in 2019 too, so it's like relatively newish.
Kind of want to dress one of my dolls up like her.
Yeah, she's a really cute Lolita style.
She is, and I like the headband with like the rabbit thing because for some reason I'm obsessed with like rabbit dolls. I don't even like rabbit that much in real life.
That's kind of ironic.
Yeah.
Definitely. I know
Oh,
what you
where's
mean
the?
by that.
Alright,
So,
so
okay, cool.
I guess the other instances of dolls in the media I've seen is have you guys ever watched that old movie, The Doll Master?
Is it a horror movie?
Yeah.
I
Korean.
have heard of it.
You
I've
haven't
never
watched
watched it.
it?
No, I haven't. Do you have a
Oh, you
link?
gotta watch it. It's on YouTube, like just
Oh, it
YouTube
is?
Doll Master. Yeah, some people have it uploaded everywhere.
Oh.
But yeah, you can totally find it on YouTube.
I would love to watch it because I saw a few comments on Facebook about this.
Mhm.
And I think I saw someone on Instagram who got the exact doll.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And the male part and male counterpart of that doll too. So I'm like, whoa, how much did that cost?
Yeah, so
Right?
they weren't that expensive. Well, I guess they were pricier back then. So they were all the dolls in the movie were made by Custom House, at least the main dolls. So Saint Mina is one, and I can't remember the plot. I remember watching it when I was in college, and it was
The
about I
plot's
graduated.
actually cute to
So
me.
yeah, I don't remember the plot entirely, but I do remember the dolls because I was a big Custom House, stan at the time,
Yeah.
and yeah, for sure. And they were definitely one of the top two companies with top three. I would say it was Volks, and as I found out, it's not Lutz, it's Lutz from
Lutz.
the Confession blog. They're like, it's a Lutz. So I'm like, okay, well, I didn't know that's how you pronounce it. So okay, that's what it is. I hope it's right, but that does make sense.
Lutz.
Yeah, they're like, it's Lutz, it's not Lutz, it's Korean. I was
Grabbing
like,
that loot.
okay, yeah, exactly, right. So, and Volks Custom House and Lutz. So I'm just like exaggerating. Yeah, exactly. But those were the three like top three main companies,
Mhm.
and Custom House made beautiful, unique dolls, one of a kind, and then they had things that were like event dolls where they made X amount, and their dolls were really sought after. And the company kind of went belly up, especially as they started outsourcing their work. It was a Korean company, and they started working with a company in China, but there are a lot of quality issues. And in the end, orders were just not being delivered. They were kind of doing, not to put Dolce on blast, but they're kind of doing the fire sale thing is that they always had sales. There was never ever a full price. Their basic dolls used to be $500 just for the basic face up with generic eyes and a wig. $500 starting price. So like events
Jesus.
would be like about 800. Unique dolls would be 1,000 to 1,400. They had limited everything with them, right? So back when they started, I guess the company started falling apart. Even like the customer service agent, say she was awesome. Like loved her. We exchanged so many emails, and I remember she sent me some gifts for my custom house dolls that she made herself. And I passed those on to
Oh.
a friend because I don't have any SD sized boys, but I told her the story. So she cherished them. But she would do, lots of things for overseas collectors, and she was great. We all loved her. But she left the company shortly thereafter, as did most of their artists. A lot of them went to start Rozen. So it's
Oh wow,
kind of
so they're
like,
not a
yeah.
company anymore, huh?
So when it went belly up, they started outsourcing everything to China. And in the end, like when I mentioned the $500 price point, you could get their dolls like half price, if not more, like cheaper. I think I kind of was like in and out of the doll hobby at the time, but excuse me. But in the end, like they just stopped delivering orders, and the problems really started once they started outsourcing to China. Not that that's a bad thing, but I don't know if the company was managed well. Everybody, the artists,
Mhm.
a lot of the original sculptors, people who made the clothes, did the face ups, like Heavy Bomb used to work for Custom House, as did like
Oh.
Rolling Pumpkin, Jijiker. All these people, Kana, they all worked for Custom House, and then they all left. So there was like definitely a departure, and that's kind of when things started falling apart. But they made the dolls for the doll master, and they custom made Saint Mina to look like the actress who played, the main character, and the counterpart was Saint Damien.
Oh wow.
So yeah, I think my friend saw might have her Saint Damien. I can't remember if she kept or sold him, but I remember she had that one. They're still somewhat sought after, but I remember someone recently sold the doll after searching for it, but it's just not. It's an older aesthetic, right? And the
That's
dolls
kind of
are.
cool how the movie's like a stop motion of time in the BJD hobby of how dolls were at that moment.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, you should check it out, Avari. I might have to rewatch the movie just because it's
Yeah.
been like well
Definitely
over a
watch it.
decade.
I would
Watch, I
definitely
mean,
watch it
even still,
and
I think it's a good movie. Like the graphics in it weren't terrible or cringy,
okay.
so I think it stands
Uh
up to time pretty good.
okay, I don't know how I feel about the San Mina doll, but cause like it's such an old, such like an old aesthetic of like the BJD back in like what like the 2000. I'm
Yeah,
assuming, yeah. So like they kind of have like this uncanny look to like human. So I'm a little afraid of it.
Yeah, like I feel like the Saint Mina and the Saint Damien dolls, deviated from the custom house aesthetic because they did the big eyes, right? Because like I had a Mia, and I sold her. I still have the sleeping version, but the open-eyed version, her eyes were like, I think like 20 millimeters. That was
wow.
just like
Damn, really?
generally, yeah, that's what it came. That's like, nowadays in SD size dolls, they kind of have like 14 millimeter eyes for SD, but like back in the day, it was like 20 to like 24 millimeters for the eyeballs. And
Oh wow.
that like, so the Saint Mina was kind of like their attempt at making a realistic doll that wasn't like the kind of like the anime characters, like the big eyes and everything. But I still feel like it's kind of like Avari said, it's uncanny, it's
Mhm.
uncomfortable to some degree, and I'm like, it doesn't look like a doll, but it doesn't really look like a human either. I don't know
Yeah.
what it is, and
It's
it's kind
like
of in that.
it's like a mannequin, somewhat in
Yeah,
between.
like a
Uh,
puppet or something, like a creepy
yeah,
puppet.
like a puppet.
Yeah, so I have to check it out because it's been a while, but it's just like Custom House is a great company, and people, they obviously forget because it's not like it's documented anywhere. But
Mhm.
yeah, they were definitely one of the top companies, and all the dolls featured. Like I remember, like the room of all the dolls like lined up.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it was all their dolls.
Hmm.
Yeah, I
Have you guys
definitely watched this.
yeah, definitely watch it. Have you guys ever watched the anime Rozen Maiden?
No.
No? Oh
Yeah.
man, that's a good one.
I never watched it either. I haven't watched anime in like forever, so all those will get lost on me.
Oh, it's a good one. It's about like this kid gets this strange package in the mail and he winds it up and it opens and there's this doll in it. And she's not active at first and so he like sits her down and then she comes to life and she's like this little bossy lady doll that tells him what to do.
This little bossy lady doll.
It's pretty cute. I mean, it's a cute anime. I know Volks did a couple dolls based off of the anime.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember seeing like I think on Alice collection, they still sell outfits that based on that anime, right?
Yeah, but it's definitely cute. It's worth giving a watch. So I think that's probably about it. I mean, there was another anime called oh gosh, what was it called? Angelic Lair, and it's about this like girl gets this doll that she can plug into her computer and they can like battle them like Pokemon.
That's cool.
I wanna
That was,
play
I
that
think,
game.
was Angelic Lair, was that a Clamp comic?
I don't know if it was Clamp. It could have
Let's
been. I mean,
see.
it's a pretty old anime. It's really cute though. I
Yep,
watched it.
it's released by Clamp.
Yeah, it would be Clamp.
Yeah,
So you know it's good.
and it's funny because I think who is it? One of the people on our Discord is saying that they didn't like the Clamp aesthetic because the heads are so small. I think that might have been Lena, if I misremembered correctly. But I think I kind of get it because they have like the big, beefy, broad shoulders, and they have like a little bitty tiny head. At least the guys do. So, yeah. So that was Clamp, but that also is kind of like, remember Chobits?
Yeah, they did Chobits too.
And Volks made the Chi doll, so that was definitely another collaboration they did. But like, what made me comfortable about Chobits was how he turned her on. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was gross. It was gross.
Yeah, but I mean, I think she was more of an android than a ball jointed doll, whereas in
Yeah, that's
Rozen
true.
Maiden, they're actually dolls. Like, there's this really
Mhm.
like satisfying scene where the guy that made the dolls, I guess, is putting their eyes in and like fixing their wig up and just setting the doll up on a shelf, and it's just really drawn neat. Like the way they did it was cool. So I think
I
that'd be
haven't
the
seen that
difference
either.
between.
I only know because this was like, so these series were around when I was like really into like anime and stuff, but then I kind of dipped out like towards like, I guess around like 2010 or so. For I kind of been in and out of the hobby, so I
Mhm.
remember that was like all big, like the Android and the doll things, and I've also done a lot of collaborations with various
Yeah.
people because I have a friend who was in the hobby, and she still has all her dolls, but she's like totally inactive, and she's the one with the Saint Mina too, but she had like the Rozen Maiden doll, the one of the I can't say it, Suseseki. Is that like one of the
Yeah,
characters? And there's like a Sui and a
Sosei
Su.
Seki and a
Yeah, like
Susei
one of
Seki.
those.
Yeah,
So
those are the cute twin characters. They're really cute. One's a girl, one's a
yeah,
boy.
those are actually really expensive on the secondhand
Are they
market. Like
Oh
those
actually?
dolls
yeah,
are
good
super
luck
well
finding
shot.
them.
Jeez.
So she has one. So she still has hers. But I remember, like, you know, Volks also did they released a Chobits doll, did Chi doll, and they also like released. They did a lot of anime collaborations. They also did stuff with like, oh my goddess. You know, do you remember that series? It's
Yeah, I
old.
don't know if Volks
Like,
did anything with it, but yeah, that's
yeah,
a cute series.
they released the Bell Dandy doll.
Oh wow.
I don't know any
So
of
yeah, they
these.
did a lot of collaborations back in the day. So
I mean,
What do you
I
guys?
think they still do, no?
Yeah, I think they do.
Yeah, they still like doing a bunch of different anime series.
What do you guys think about companies making anime-based dolls?
Uh, Depends, I guess.
I mean, I haven't seen any personally that I've liked. I mean, I did like the Volks, Roz, and Maiden ones. Those were pretty, but like the
Yeah.
I guess the Smart Doll ones where they did Cowboy Bebop, that was pretty terrible.
Oh. Oh, was it? I didn't see it. I didn't see the Cowboy Bebop one.
Yeah, I think Smart Doll did a Spike from Cowboy Bebop
Oh,
briefly, and
okay. Yeah, that I remember. I remember that dumpster fire.
yeah,
That
it
was.
didn't look like him at all.
Yep. I was like, what's happening here?
yeah,
I.
those are definitely things anime series of the past and everything. So
Mhm. I
yeah,
mean, like
relics
the
of the
most
time.
recent one, I think is I think it's also it's like Dolk or something company. I don't remember which company it was, but they did a collab with Attack on Titans.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they did a Levi and what the fuck his name is Aaron. I hate him, so like I don't really care about
I have not
him.
watched Attack of Titans yet.
I don't know that series either, so I'm just like I just always go back to what I know and what I watch, and it's just background noise for me. So anything that requires like me to pay attention, I think I might see if I can find Rozen and Maiden to watch because if it's really just about dolls, and I'm like, okay,
It's
I can
cute.
skip through and watch that. But yeah, like
Please
I feel like
do.
I have like a gap of like anime because I was really into it up to a certain point, and then I was like, okay, I don't have time for this, and the end.
I think Rozen Maiden, it has 2 seasons, and then it made like an OVA season, which was just kind of like an alternate dimension or something. It was kind of weird, but it was still cute too. It was worth watching if you like the characters.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm like looking at the Attack on Titans shit. Is expensive.
Oh, is it a doll
Yeah,
or
it's a doll.
how much?
Here, let me share my screen.
I can get a reaction out of that.
Yeah, not copyrighted. Yeah, like okay, this is the page. So it's like dog,
Doll K,
dog.
somewhat
Hey.
problematic, but
Yeah.
yeah, they're kind of somewhat shady company. I know the Japanese Doll K Japan is good, but
Yeah.
US,
Yeah, the US one is a little. Yeah, but yeah, basically like this is characters from the anime.
They look so pissed off.
Yeah, they do. They actually do look very pissed off in the
I
anime.
do like how they're not anime dolls though, like how they don't
Yeah.
look like
Yeah, they
like
don't
the
have like
flat noses and
eyes
stuff.
really
They actually
big,
look like
yeah.
people.
I mean, I think they're trying to go as close as the anime as possible,
hmm
and apparently it's being made by iOS. Here's the price. For he can be yours for the low price of $1,500. Holy
How big
shit!
of an anime fan are you?
Yeah,
How much do you
not
love
that
these
good.
guys?
Not that good, apparently.
Yeah, I know. It's actually crazy. But
I think the
yeah.
doll artistry is really cool, especially if you get,
Mm.
I guess you get everything with it.
Yeah, like it comes with everything you see here.
I
This
think
is
it's yeah, the doll
yeah.
artistry I think is worth it, but it's still about like $1,700.
Yeah, I know.
I I also feel somewhat like a hypocrite because weirdly enough, like dolls for Blythes are usually in that price point that's scary and terrifying, but it's like almost normal depending on some collectors. But for BJDs, I feel like, oh my gosh, that's so much money. Even though I personally think ball jointed dolls, like the amount of effort it takes to sculpt, cast,
Hmm.
finish, paint, make the clothes, it seems like it's I don't want to say more labor intensive, but you're starting from scratch, right? And
Yeah.
yeah, and I shouldn't feel that way, but sometimes I'm like, But there's just so many options now. We've talked about it before that there's so many affordable BJD options that there's kind of like no reason to buy a recast just because there's so many dolls in all sorts of price points. You can even buy like BJDs cheaper than like Blythe dolls, like without a
Hmm.
doubt. That's what's crazy to me. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, so basically, dolls that collab with anime is very expensive.
Yeah, they usually always are, right? I think
Yeah.
maybe a licensing fee is built into it. And
Yeah.
like one doll that I really, really liked as well was made by Folks, and it was the collaboration they did for Lady Oscar. I never watched.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Did you ever watch Rose what was it Versailles Rose of Versailles? Okay, I can't say that Versailles.
No, I
You
don't. I
know what I
have.
mean? My brain is like, it's Friday, but I never watched it. But I think that was such a pretty doll, Lady
Yeah, I
Oscar.
haven't watched it either, but yeah, Lady Oscar is like one of the only Vogue doll that I feel like I would buy it like in the future, in the really far future, because $1,000.
Yeah, I think it's more like 2 to 3 thousand, depending on when if you can
Yeah,
even find her. Yeah, it's kind of like after there's a certain point, they're just
it's
crazy
it's
priced.
it's up
So
there, and I'm not there yet.
yeah, yeah, I agree. I agree. I'm like, I don't know if I can because even even with my Blythe dolls and even with some of the BJD dolls that I have, BJD dolls, I feel like that's always redundant. My ball jointed dolls, doll dolls. But I feel like even with that, the higher they get, I feel like the harder I have of a time to enjoy them because I'm so afraid that I will break like
Oh
a
yeah.
$1,000 doll in my hands or something. If it's still like a few hundred, that's still a lot of money, like no doubt. But it's like less painful than, oh my gosh, I like dropped
Yeah.
my doll and I chipped off its ear and it was like $2,000. I'm like, oh, I
Yeah,
Pain.
just
can't.
leave that one on the shelf.
Yeah, I
Yeah, they
feel
end
like
up
if
becoming
I
statues.
I feel like if I have like a really expensive doll, I wouldn't touch him. That's her.
And I've yeah, I have like some custom blinds that are a little bit expensive when I was like in the peak of buying them. And I don't really ever want to take them out of my house because I'm like terrified I might drop them or their face might chip because they're still painted and I just can't. Or what if I'm like taking them outside and I pose them and they fall off a cliff? Like I don't know, like that could happen. So
Oh my god, I
I'm
know,
kind of
right?
like,
I was once posing this doll, and I had her in Montana, like near a little lake in the park, and the wind came and blew her the frickin' hell off the edge of the little cliff area, and she landed in the water.
did you
Oh,
scream?
I ran over there like, oh no! I had to get her a new wig and stuff, but the outfit was like an outfit I made for a Den of Angels contest, like their little triathlon.
okay.
Oh, I didn't know you participated in that.
It was a long time ago. It was like the 2012 one or something.
Oh wow, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
but I totally kind of messed up the outfit too because she was wearing it when she fell in. But I
Oh,
mean,
poor thing.
she's fine. She made it through it. But yeah,
She
she
made it
totally
through.
fell into the lake.
Oh, that's rough. Yeah, like so that's why I'm like, but if the doll, like a cheaper price point, even still, they're still expensive, but somehow it's not as painful, right? So
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I think the really pretty expensive dolls, I just don't ever see myself getting just because I would be so angry with myself if I dropped it or it
Oh man.
broke
Yeah.
and I'm just like, I just really flushed down my money down the toilet.
Well, my
Yeah, I
current
know.
most
They
expensive
know
is my
good.
Cartos Wolf, and she actually has like, if you manage to break it, she'll let you get the parts.
Oh,
That's
really?
Like I
cool.
don't remember. I don't know if it's for free because I remember Scathe. She managed to break hers, and she asked for parts, and I don't remember if she bought them or if she just had to pay the shipping. But she was able to get her parts back pretty easily. So I'm a
Oh,
little less
wow.
afraid to pose that doll because she has like some kind of lifetime guarantee on the parts.
That's actually pretty good.
Yeah, I thought that was neat. I didn't know about that until Scathe told me when she had her incident with hers.
Mm. Yeah, that's actually pretty good. I didn't know they do that.
So I'm less afraid to pose my wolf now, but man, it's a bitch to pose. I hate how it has four legs because it's like, man, they don't work.
Mhm.
They don't work together.
It's an awesome doll, though. I really like that doll.
And
Cool. Yeah, it's yeah, I always think about like the most expensive doll that I have. I'm trying to see. I don't really know, but I think some of my blinds are way more expensive than my BJD doll collection, which makes me sometimes cry on the inside. I'm like, what were you doing? But I think my most expensive one, I'm just like turning my head and looking, is my full set doll chateau of Angeline, and I don't. I it's weird because her full set was totally not worth it. It's like the shittiest
oh,
full set ever. Like I look on it and I'm like, this is shitty because like there's beads and they're strung, but I don't think they should use like maybe like a polyester like thread, but it broke and all the beads for her outfit like spilled on my floor,
ooh,
and I was like,
Oh man.
ah.
ooh. That
And
sounds
yeah, it's awful.
bad.
Yeah, it was horrible, and the wig is like shitty. It doesn't really fit her head so well. Um, it's just and her outfit was kind of like a tunic looking thing. Let me see if I can pull it up because it was just unimpressive, and I was like, how much pay for this? I was like, what in the world? And I think this is the one you can still order. So for people who do want to get it and they're debating whether or not you want to get full set, I don't know if I can strongly recommend that because it's just like, let me look at Alice's site because they have the best website.
Yeah.
Um, let me share my screen and
Honestly,
we
I
can.
feel like buying full set is almost not worth it because the wigs, like 90% of the
It's
time, it's not
crap.
gonna look good. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is the one I got, and I didn't get her the face paint, and I also got a different face up on her, and I also did not get her in white. So clearly, I didn't really get the same doll. But it came with the helmet and this outfit, and it's just not even sleeves. It's just kind of like
Oh.
it's like a open neck. It's just like straight rectangles sewn together. This is all open and airy. You can see vagina. Should I say that? You can see private
Censor.
bits, and it's just like it's not. I mean, it's not a good full set. Yeah, these are just panels that are open. You can just like
Yeah,
and
that looks like a cop
Revealing.
out.
yeah, it's lazy. This is a lazy outfit for a full set, if you ask me. Miyu doll, they do beautiful clothing, beautiful full sets from what I can see in the pictures. But I feel like doll Chateau's full sets have gotten very lazy, and
Yeah.
it's just not even a sewn sleeve. It's just like literally two rectangles sewn here, rectangle, rectangle. It's all open, rectangle in the back, so you can see her butt if you spread the panels apart. And the beads, it just like I think because they're glass beads strung onto like a cotton like thread, they just
Oh.
broke one day, and I tried to find all the beads on my carpet, and I'm sure I lost some. And then yeah, it's just like not worth it. And the paint they use in the sample is definitely a lot nicer because it's a sample doll, but it's really matte when you receive the doll. But she was my most expensive doll, and I feel like it was not worth it just because of the quality
Of the full set.
of the full set. Yeah, I think I would just get
Yeah.
a blank full set and just paint it yourself, because even with the
Yeah.
helmet, let me see if I can. I can't reach. Let me reach this way.
Yeah, like this one for my Ruby.
Like
This
I ended
is
up foiling
a...
mine, and we can wrap this up because we're totally deviating on topic. But since we're
Okay.
talking about dolls and stuff, so I painted mine, but you can see I put foil on it.
Oh wow.
But the original paint was like this. It's
Wow.
not bad, but it's like
It's
not
very
great.
matte.
Not good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I actually they're like this, but I had to put them in so they fit in my cabinet. But you can see that I just foiled it myself, so I would just do it myself next time, and I think I'll age it age it later. But yeah, so that's the helmet, but
Yeah.
you can buy it separately too. You don't need the
Oh
full
yeah,
set.
that's true. That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, because I thought it'd be nice to treat myself to a full set because sometimes they're fun to buy, right?
Yeah.
You get excited about them, and then they come, and you're almost always disappointed.
Yeah, I know. Like the full set, the full set wig for like this, for my Ruby, she's, it looks really bad when it came. It looked really bad. I think I took photos for you guys. Like it was just kind of fraying around. It wasn't even in the bag. I don't know if it's because of the sailor. Or is it how it comes? But
Yeah, so one of the biggest complaints with Evangeline was that her wig, which looks awful on her, I had to make her a new wig because it looked like one of those Asian bowl cut, like bang haircuts. And it was so small. And a lot of people are like, my Evangeline wig doesn't fit. It's like a MSD wig on an SD size head, but
oh
she
yeah.
tends to have a smaller SD size head. But it's still weird because you're like, how does this work? And you have to like try to like stretch it, pop it on, and then if any
Yeah.
movement like pops off,
Yeah.
I'm like, it's not worth it. It's
know.
not worth it. The fiber is great, but like I just feel like every part of the full set was just like disappointing. And I'm just like, well, I paid. She's my most expensive doll too, so I'm like,
Yeah, it sucks
and
when
she's
you
not
get
that
the full
expensive
set.
if you buy. Yeah, she's not that expensive if you buy her not full set. But I was like, I want this, experience.
You
I
just
think she's
want the
beautiful.
full set. Like you want to feel that luxury.
Yeah, you're like, I'm gonna treat myself, right? And now I feel like maybe that's what people feel like when they buy the mini full sets.
Yeah.
Like, ooh, But I'm
I've gotten
like,
2 of those. One I kept and one I split.
mhm. Do you like the full set that you got?
I got the full set claws, and the outfit's
Oh.
really fiddly to put on. Like they have you put on the sleeves and then the gauntlets over it, and I damn near almost ripped those trying
Yeah.
to put
Oh
those
my
on.
god, same. Cause like this full set, look at these. It takes me 5 minutes to put her coat on because it's
So
so
yeah, they
tight.
definitely
Why
make
is
it
it
like
so
ridiculous
tight?
tight.
Yeah, you need the hand paddles because you don't want to break a finger, but you're like,
Yeah.
let me get in there and like make sure I don't do any. And then you're like, ugh, let me get it on, and then watch her. Don't get
I
frustrated because you'll be like, I broke the finger.
I
I
know.
broke the finger.
One time a while back though, I did buy when I was into SDs, I bought the full set Sum Krom. He was like the wolf dude, and he was really cool. But they sent him to me with like one leg half painted, like it didn't have clear on it. So one of his legs was like really shiny and one was really matte. And I was like, man, I paid like 1,200 for that doll's full set. I was so frustrated. I sold him, and I was like, I determined after that just to paint him myself because it really pissed me off. I was able to like paint him myself and put the clear over it, but it really was annoying.
Yeah, I feel like buying full
disappointing.
set is like playing playing a lotto. It's like maybe you get something good, maybe you don't. Guess what? You
Yeah, it's
already
a roll of
paid.
the dice.
Yeah, see if you land on one or land on a 20 for the
Yeah,
D&D people out there.
exactly. So yeah, so that's always something to be aware of. I think with companies that have better quality control, and I don't think like for instance like I wouldn't necessarily say that Zoom or like Doll Chateau necessarily have bad quality control, but they're companies that tend to have like a lot of orders, right? Even with like Fairyland, and it's not indicative that it's bad quality control, but like it can just be really, you might feel like, oh my gosh, this quality control is horrible. But given the amount of dolls they produce, it seems like, in the scheme of things, it's probably really small. But because it's your
Yeah.
doll, you're like, I am personally attacked.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean, anything
like
could happen. There's a lot of orders. Someone could get tired and take a break, and then just come back and forget to paint
yeah,
that foot or whatever.
yeah, the closest doll I have ever considered getting a full set was the minifee Rans when she first came out, with the harpy legs and everything for
Oh, she's cool.
minifees. Yeah. I got her parts separately from like 5 different splits. Because
Girl, next time we
I
just need to get the set all
yeah,
together,
I
just
know, but
do layaway.
I
I'm
know,
like,
but
that's like a
like
collection
it
treasure map
was
hunt.
not that expensive if I get it from different splits. Also because like the wigs, I'm glad I didn't get the wig because it's so thin you can actually see through. Like you can see
Oh man.
the net inside the hair.
Did you get the wings for Rens?
No, the
I
wigs.
heard a lot of people had the wings broken.
Oh yeah,
Like
because
so
it's
many
like
of
it's
them
like
arrived
one.
broke.
It was like one fat please, one flat piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like a lot of it came broken to people. So I'm like, yeah, I saw that coming. So I'm like, I'm not doing that. Not doing that. The
Yeah,
outfit's
it's
amazing though.
stressful. Especially if you have a split and you're the one organizing and it comes broken. I'd be like, F, 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 F. So, yeah, like, it's just, yeah, the finicky parts and all that stuff. Like, especially when you buy full sets, it's pretty disappointing. But, one thing I always see is that the wigs that Fairyland puts out with their full sets, they're not the best. Like, I always feel like
Oh yeah,
they're just not the same based off of like the sample photo.
I know.
I remember seeing some of the mohair wigs that they had, and they looked great. But when people got them on their dolls, I was like,
Keep the Fairyland
Yeah.
wigs.
yeah, you can keep the eyes in the wigs. I don't want.
Yeah, it's really hard to sell the wigs. Like in my experience, it's hard to sell the eyes and wigs separately if you don't already have someone for your split. Like that's one of those things I have to sell first, uh, alongside the body before I place the order. Cause like after you get them and see how they actually look like in person, you're just like, I'm not getting my money back for this. It's real bad.
Yeah, that's the life of a split. So, good luck to everybody who runs them. You guys have a lot more fortitude and character than I could to do those. So, but yeah, I think that's pretty much our episode for today. BJDs in the media. If you guys want to leave comments below, and we'll try to be better about them. It's been chaos
Yeah.
for all three of us lately, but we're a lot more interactive on our Discord. So probably, despite what algorithm people say to do, just
Yeah.
comment in our Discord. I beat Avari to the punch. So, but
I know.
just like
I'm
talk
like
us there, we
I'm like
respond.
winding up to that, and you just take it.
Yeah, exactly. I
It's
stole it
fine.
from you. I took it from you. But yeah, just comment, chat there. We have a lot
Yeah.
more people, so it's a little bit more engaging for sure. And if you want to share other things you've seen, I'd like to see them too. And especially if you can have people to talk about with it, then I'm more inclined to actually watch because I'm like, what's going on? I need to know. So I'm like, I'll watch it. But if it's like a thread, I'm like, we'll see. I'll visit it another day.
Yeah.
But yeah, share other things that you might have seen that we aren't aware of. And I guess Avari and I can watch Doll Master,
Oh
and
yeah, definitely
hopefully
gonna
you guys
watch
can watch
that.
it too. We could talk about it. So yeah, so that's it for today. Do you guys have anything else you want to add or say?
No, I'll put some links to the videos that we did discuss
Mhm.
into the comments or into the link section.
I don't have
Perfect.
So
much,
people
but
can find those.
yeah, join our Discord. It's fun there.
Okay, good. You reclaim
Summer's
the
coming.
crown. You reclaim the crown.
Summer's
So
coming. I wanna do like a Scriblio game or something like that.
yeah,
I'm
let's
actually gonna
definitely
organize games.
games and like meetups, and we have
Yeah.
talked about it, but I mean, we've all had such
Yeah.
big life changes recently, so we're adapting, and we thank you for your patience as we navigate through it. And we hope to see you next week. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.